All right, guys, what's going on? Today is day 50, I think, flat out 50 of of building my exterior cleaning business. And so to start off the video, I would like to announce the total revenue. So the total revenue as of day 50 is $7,296.50. And so, yeah, let's break that down because there's some bigger news coming right now, and some pretty big things have been happening.
Turn right onto West Doherty Road.
So basically, as far as last time, I think the revenue was like $5,600, right? And so we've been able to increase that by quite a bit. So how that first happened was, so I think last Saturday, when we went out to go door knocking, I went out with two of my buddies, DeAndre and Wesley, and I told them, I was like, okay, whoever sells the most is gonna get a $50 bonus plus a 20% commission,
Right.
plus whoever sells the most is gonna get dinner paid for by me. And so DeAndre ended up selling $1,440, which is absolutely insane. He sold $1,440 in one day. And so, yeah, bro, he got his 20% commission, his $50 bonus, and also the I gave him my company card, and then he got dinner as well. And so that was cool, right? And so that's how we like bumped up the revenue by quite a lot. And the funny thing is that that full $1,400 isn't even cleaned yet. We had to reschedule one. The customer wanted to reschedule it to the 26th of April, and so I said, okay, that's fine. And so, yeah, so we at least we have another $350 scheduled out. And then anyways, as I was doing one of those jobs, because $1,400, we couldn't clean that all in one day. And so as I was doing one of those jobs the next day, and I was with my buddy Wesley, and we were passing by a restaurant with like dirty windows, right? And it was like, this restaurant was like massive, right? And I was telling Wesley, I'm like, what you could start doing if you don't want to be like on days like this when it's like really hot, nobody's home, door knocking is not really going to get you anywhere. I'm like, okay, what you can start doing on days like this is you can start calling like restaurants, right? Or you can go into restaurants and ask for the owner and speak to them and pitch them on window cleaning. And as far as like price objection goes, it's harder for to get commercial jobs for like high, it's harder to get expensive commercial jobs, because commercial, they're not really focused too much on like quality. They're not focused on like, okay, who is gonna do like the best looking job. They're kind of more focused on like, okay, who's gonna do an okay looking job, because restaurants' profit margins, they're already super low, and so places like that, they're not gonna be doing a lot. Anyways, Wesley ends up calling this guy, and so he's on the phone. He answers, and then this is like the restaurant number. I'm like, oh, hello, can I speak to like a manager or owner? And then he's like, oh yeah, that's me, right? And so this guy's a thick accent, right? So and so I think by the sound of this guy's voice, he's maybe sounding like 60s, guy from like Iraq or something, because I'm just judging that because his email was like Iraq something. But anyways, so then I started talking to him, and I was like, hey, we're just in the area, and I was passing by your windows. I saw they're pretty dirty, and we're a local window cleaning company. So I started talking to this guy. Anyways, long story short, this guy ended up giving me, the next day, we went over and we did all the interior and exterior windows and solar. And then basically he gave me a $500 a month contract to clean the windows, and then for his restaurant, and also pressure wash the patio and concrete, right? So $500 a month, that's a $6,000 contract, right? And so anyways, that's absolutely amazing. That's gonna basically, that's when I made the decision. You're probably wondering, okay, well, how are you gonna do the pressure washing? You don't have a pressure washer? So yeah, so that was the question. And honestly, that's not a bad spot to be in, because now my concern is not, okay, well, I have the equipment, how do I get jobs? My concern is, okay, I have the jobs, how do I get the equipment? Which is a much better spot that you want to be in. And so, yeah, guys, big announcement. I dropped $6,300 on a full skid. I gotta turn it. I dropped $6,300 something on a full skid. And so what's included in that? It's a full pressure washing system. So we got a pressure washer, basically, as far as the specs goes. It's 3,000 psi at 14 horsepower, so it's 5 gallons per minute. And so it's honestly, that's something where it's not too bad. You know, the company I used to work for, a lot of times, obviously, they had some trucks with 8 gallon per minutes on there. But most of the time I was working with the 4 gallon per minute cold, so, doing a 5 gallon per minute, it's going to be like a little bit of an upgrade. And I think it's going to be just what I need, basically. And so, sorry, there's a lot of bumps on this road. It's going to be basically just what I need to get the job done and to do it right and to also enjoy it, right? And so, as far as like, I was trying to, I was like, you guys don't even know how hard I was trying to get the GX390, the Bandit. And so I was trying to get one of those. I was calling so many places. Everything was all on back order. And then finally I called this Universal Pressure Washing. And so this guy, Dale, answered the phone, and he was an absolute legend, bro. Like, he broke down everything. He walked me through the whole process. Yeah, but I'm going right now to this guy's restaurant to go and do the outside windows. It's going to be kind of sick, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't got anyone with me. I low-key, to be honest with you guys, I have not. This is my, as far as like, we're almost at, we're going to be at $8,000 revenue very soon. And, I've always, basically on most jobs except like one, I've always had somebody with me. But, I don't have anybody with me today. It's just going to be me doing the outside windows alone. So we're going to pop in the AirPods and, just lock in, just get these outside windows done. And just see where the day takes us from there. Not anymore, but look at that. There's good water pressure right there. Perfect.